Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play. And wouldn't you believe it, it's a modern game, but not just any modern game. It's one that I kinda knew about, but forgot until it came out. As of the recording of this video, it is currently December 3rd, and this came out November 7th, 2018, so less than a month ago. It's Leisure Suit Larry, Wet Dreams Don't Dry. It's a revival of sorts of the Leisure Suit Larry series for the PC back in the 1980s and 1990s. And this kind of goes back to the roots. This is kind of like the first couple of games, before we had Magna Cum Laude and Box Office Bust, which we kind of went back to with the Leisure Suit Larry Reloaded, which was a remastered game of the first game. It was a remastered version of the first game. There were supposed to be remasters of the rest of the games in the series after Reloaded, but unfortunately there was some controversy involving one of the people who was involved in the company that developed Reloaded, and because of that, Al Lowe just retired and the rest of the remasters were never made. Anyway, I kind of knew about this game but forgot about it. And it kind of came back to my attention when I saw a Let's Play of this game by Chris from the Gaming Corner. And he managed to do a blind Let's Play of it. And I've watched it, I've enjoyed what I've seen. And now I'm going to try my hand at playing through this. So we're going to start a new game. Oh, by the way, this game is available on both Steam and GOG for $29.99. And it does come with a list of achievements. I'll be explaining how to get through all of them. Anyway, let's start a new game. And you could skip this, but there is an achievement, not just for starting the game, but another one for going through these questions and getting them right. So, you were about to start a new game. How old are you? Old enough to play the game. Well, you really think you're old enough? Let's check that with some questions. Okay. Party like it's 1999. Which is the following as a type of beer? I believe that would be... Aren't they all types of beer? Well, lager's a beer. It is said it's a type of beer. Oh, I'm thinking IPA. Well, this is a trick question. Lager. Dee Dee, Joey, Tommy, and Johnny, the Ramones. And who killed Mr. Burns? It was Maggie. And we got an achievement for that. I believe we got the old school achievement for doing that, but if you get another one, you get another one called You Want It Too.
Everyone thought he was gone, forgotten, and many said this was a good thing. But the chosen one from the prophecy lives. He will come. The alpacas will bow before him. And nothing will ever be the same.
Hello? Hey, babe. Why'd you turn off the light? Where are you?
the subject.
Ah, and the game tells us, as of build 26, how to play through the game. By using the mouse, we will be able to move around. We move the cursor around, obviously. Left click lets us interact with things. Right click lets us look at stuff. And using the scroll wheel lets us enter our inventory. We can also enter our inventory with the I key. Escape lets us go between the menu on the lower right and the game itself. Actually, it lets us go straight to the main menu. That's what it actually does. I forgot what that icon was at first, but yeah, escape lets you go back to the main menu. And by holding the space bar, you can see what you can interact with. So with that out of the way, let's go. Oh, we got to click on this check mark. So we've already got 2 achievements. You want it 2 for starting a new game, and Old School for finishing the quiz, which again you can skip if you want. I've already gotten the first 4 achievements, so that's why you're not going to see them. That's why You Want It 2 didn't show up, because I played a little bit of this before playing this game proper for this Let's Play. And what else is there to say? Obviously, we're Leisure Suit Larry. We are Larry Laffer. And we're in this weird underground facility somewhere. And if it seems familiar to you, just by looking around and clicking on where you want to go with the left mouse button, just moving the cursor around and clicking will let you move Larry where you want him to move. This is the conveyor belt where they created the substitute Larrys when you died in the very first game. Of course, we need to see more, so we need to find a light. Thankfully, there is this button here.
What is this place?
We click on the button, and we see this roll-up chalkboard. Let's click on the roll-up chalkboard.
Seems to be some kind of high-tech laboratory. Was I abducted? And most important, by whom?
If you've never played the first game, it may not be that obvious, but I'm guessing you're playing as a Larry Laffer clone. That would be my best bet. But the game never really goes into detail whether you're playing as a Larry Laffer clone or not. But let's click on the fuse box to get some more light.
That did something.
And from here, we click on the button again.
They experiment on me? And most important, who is they? I feel like I've been sleeping for ages.
And by pressing the button again, we have an elevator.
Daylight.
Now let's step on this elevator and get out of here.
Wow, that must have been one hell of a night. Oh, everything's blurry. But it's a brand new day. And today the sun is shining for one man. And one man only. Larry Laffer.
Ah, Larry, you've never changed. And that elevator is just kind of getting Larry up there, but he's getting up there.
But then again, maybe not. Did I sleep all day? Not a problem. That means it's another hot night for Larry Laffer. Hey! What the hell was that? Looks like the elevator's dead. Looks like it's out of juice. As opposed to yours truly. Huh. This looks a little different than I remember.
So we are now outside of Lefty's bar in Lost Wages, the setting of the very first game. And we can now use the mouse to interact with stuff and, of course, see what we can grab. We can also hold down the spacebar to see what we can interact with, but there won't be much we can interact with. There is that shoe over there, but I'm going to wait until later because I want to show off how to do all these puzzles a little properly. There's a poster wall, there's a drain, there's a manhole cover.
Beam me up, Scotty. Oh, it's working again.
And unfortunately, we won't really be able to interact with the manhole cover anymore. There's only one thing you can really do, and that's to enter Lefty's bar itself. So let's go ahead and do that.
And then this like mega hot guy comes up to me, and I was like,
Hey, you don't have to talk about me in the third person, baby.
and then I took a closer look at him and think, hello, those clothes are like so not.
Hey,
Wait a minute. Ugh, some guy keeps talking to me. I'll call you back later.
what's a woman like you doing in a place like Lefty's?
Well, the reviews sure didn't get me here. The joint only has like 23 fans on Instacrap and a half star on Gulp. OMG, mega downer. But it's supposed to be the city's hot insider tip after next. At least it's also totally retro and vintage and stuff. Look at this filth. It really looks real. The Salon de Lézard is nothing compared to this. I'm Becky Butter, but I'm sure you already knew that. You look like one of my typical followers.
Actually we didn't, but okay, and it doesn't really matter which dialogue option that we choose. Let's just choose one.
I wasn't following you, honestly. I'm Larry. Larry Laffer.
Hey, my community is fading. My channel could really use some likes, or I'm gonna lose traction.
And it's pretty obvious that Larry, or at least clone Larry, it's never really quite explained, is not in 1987 anymore. If the way Becky Butters has been speaking has been any indication. And once again, it doesn't really matter what dialogue option you pick. Let's just pick one.
A couple of those words just don't click with me.
Or don't you use Instacrap? I mean, you are more the farce book conspiracy theory generation, aren't you? And what's your score on Timber? I mean, you're about like, I don't know, maybe 50 years too old, but I heard that there are a few seniors using it. But they're more with the whole like far shit or elite farter kind of thing. All I ever find there are like these totally superficial braggarts. Great profile photo, but absolutely no character. I get around a lot and it shows. Next year I'm going to the Scorching Dude Festival because everyone's so open there. And they're supposed to be serving a brand new craft beer here. Home brewed, totally analog, like by hand and all. Great for a selfie.
Hey, I can get you one of those draft beers.
Craft beer.
Or one of those.
And if they have any like really spicy versions, then that's what I want. You know, like pumpkin spice or lemon cobra or something.
Oh, and sure.
And, well, we've already spoken to Becky Butters. We know how to do the dialogue options. Just go down to the bottom of the screen and pick an option. And there's Lefty. We haven't seen him in some time. Let's click on him.
What'll it be? What? Larry? Is it really you?
It doesn't matter which one I pick.
Good to be back.
It is you. I haven't seen you in ages. And you haven't aged a day. You know, somehow, you look even better than before. Not as chubby. We wondered where you'd gotten to. Some said you'd retired to an exotic island somewhere. Others thought you had entered a monastery. And some said you were dead.
The game makes references to games past the first one. Also, I don't know if you can hear or not, but there are some people working on the lights outside of my apartment, so In case you're hearing like some bumping noises or something, that's probably it. Anyway, it doesn't really matter which one of these dialogue options that you choose.
Maybe I really am dead. And this is heaven?
I can claim a lot of different things, but not that my bar is in any way heavenly. But seriously, Larry, what happened to you?
Well, I was on a date with... what was her name? At any rate, we went to her place. Or to mine, or to a hotel. And then...
And from this point, you go through all of the dialogue options.
let's just say the handcuffs on the bedstead were, well, pretty tight.
I do the same thing. Helps against sleepwalking.
Now, I'm not saying it was aliens, but it was aliens.
Oh, I don't even want to know what they did to your orifices.
Just between you and me, I don't know if we had sex or not.
Just between you and me, between the two of us, you still look like a virgin.
And we have one more dialogue option that shows up after we go through the first three.
I have no idea what happened.
Don't worry, Larry. No one knows what's going on anymore. The world's gotten confusing.
Yeah, something's wrong here.
And from here, I believe we can go through all these dialogue options one by one. And Larry will start figuring things out a little bit.
I've never seen a glowing box like that before.
Wait a minute. Larry, you do realize you've been gone a long time, don't you?
What do you mean?
You completely dropped off the radar. Like for years.
Now, what are you saying? Oh, you mean it's already 1990? Or even 2000? Is the glowing box a remote control for a jetpack? Are we on Mars?
Well, see, it's... Come closer.
Really?
Really?
Okay. I'm in the 21st century. Many of the people I knew are dead. Everything has changed. I don't know this world. But hey, who cares? I still have my good looks, my unparalleled charisma, and the biggest...
This is a family establishment.
smile in town.
Okay, I was mistaken. You just choose one of the three on that last set of dialogue options, and then Larry finds out he's in the 21st century. So, now that we have an idea of where we are, we might as well go ahead and talk to Lefty again. And man, they are drilling out there. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but if you can, I apologize. So now, we can go through some more dialogue options. And I'm going to start off by getting the 2 beers.
I'd like 2 beers, please.
One for Becky? Fine. She's one of those damned hipsters flooding the city these days. Calls herself an influencer. Ha! I used to put a sign outside saying we serve beer. Nowadays, I have to make sure that one of them influencers posts a photo of it on Instacrap.
Insta... okay.
Here you go. 2 barbarian brews. Brewed with a lot of love. Although the health department just doesn't seem to appreciate that.
Put it on my tab.
Good thing I still have yours from 1987. Larry, tell me, did you just put those 2 beers in your jacket?
Sure. That's what I always do. With everything. Isn't that allowed anymore?
Never mind.
So we now have 2 beers. We're going to be giving those to Becky. But first, let's see what we missed in Lost Wages.
So what I miss in Lost Wages?
Lost wages? Larry, you're in new lost wages.
Ah,
You must have really hit your head.
what about the jetpacks?
They all blew up.
Too bad.
So we have no jetpacks. Do we have those?
Got sex robots now?
No, nowadays we take pills to have an orgasm.
What?
Easy, Larry, easy. I'm just kidding. Even in the 21st century, we still have sex. No robots yet, though.
Yeah, I probably should have mentioned at the beginning of this video that there will be some mature content. Nothing too big, but if you're looking for this game, then, or you're watching this video, you probably already found this just from looking for Leisure Suit Larry in the first place, so you probably know what you're getting into. If not, well, now you know. And now to find out what we can learn about this new world. If you keep clicking on this option, you'll eventually get an achievement called Stay a While and Listen. I've already gotten this one, but I'm going to go through this just the same.
What else can you tell me about this new world?
Punk is dead.
Well, it's already past 1987. One of the best years of the 80s musically, but that's just my opinion.
What else can you tell me about this new world?
Nobody plays point-and-click adventure games anymore, but games with exploding candies and stuff instead.
So we have our Candy Crush reference, on top of a reference to every social media platform known to man, or at least a parody of each one. What else can we learn?
What else can you tell me about this new world?
Kids eat detergent to look cool.
Ah, yes, the Tide Pod thing. I still remember Chris from the Gaming Corner's video telling people not to eat Tide Pods. If only I could still watch it. Oh well.
What else can you tell me about this new world?
People usually carry their computers in their pants pockets now.
That's smartphones for you.
What else can you tell me about this new world?
Some people think you have to pour a bucket of ice water over your head before you can donate money.
Ah yes, the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. Can't believe that raised a lot of money.
What else can you tell me about this new world?
The Space Shuttle and the Concorde are history now.
Sadly.
What else can you tell me about this new world?
You know, your clothes are coming back into fashion.
What else can you tell me about this new world?
Cat pictures are a new religion.
Aren't they ever?
What else can you tell me about this new world?
Synthesizer music isn't as popular as it once was.
Well, there is something to be said for synthwave, but I still think it's kind of a niche genre anyway.
What else can you tell me about this new world?
I think I've told you everything you need to know.
Yeah, and at this point you should definitely have the Stay a While and Listen achievement.
See you later, Lefty.
Alright. Can we talk with Becky anymore? I'll go from the bottom up.
Why do you keep looking at that glowing thing?
I know. It's like so old. I mean, they're releasing the new model in a couple of hours, and there's no way I should even let myself be seen with this thing. I'm gonna go do a live stream of the line at Prune. I am like so excited, but you wouldn't believe what an ugly nerd fest that always turns into.
Are you still talking about that thing in your hand?
Stop that! I already admitted that it's uncool and really antique. Totally last year. Don't be so mean.
Let's see here. Let's go for this one.
Were you waiting here for someone? Besides me?
Well, I guess my Timber date's a definite no-show. The guy must have stood me up. FML. That really sucks. Because Lance really looks hot in photos, and I would have been perfect for my selfies.
Becky Butters is a total hipster. It should be mentioned already if it hasn't.
Enough small talk, baby. How about we finally, get down to business?
You mean we should link?
Physically, right?
What?
What?
Well, that was awkward. But anyway, let's tell her that we've already got the beer that we got from Lefty.
Hey, I got your barbarian brew.
Oh, that took you long enough. I had 12 new matches on Timber in that time.
Well, it's not my fault. I had to do a Let's Play.
Cheers.
Wait, I have to take some pictures first.
Right. So, cheers.
Wait, I still have to film the video story.
This could take a while.
And that even though it smells strange. When drinking, make sure that your lip gloss is freshly applied. Otherwise, it won't leave any of those super cute marks on the glass. Because they're great for your... And you can't even see through the beer, it's so dark. You have to be careful with your selfies. It's a challenge, making sure it doesn't block you in the shot. But people, I know you can do it.
Larry's facial expression.
Like the video, click on like and fave and thumbs and star and heart and push down there and leave a comment. But only if you like it. And share the video on Instagram, on Farcebook.
Larry's facial expression just says it all. It really does.
And don't forget to subscribe to my channel.
Cheers?
Cheers!
Finally, we can drink the Barbarian Brew.
Not bad at all.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
Wait, I want to film you getting sick. Hashtag fail.
You girls in the future seem to have stomachs made of steel. Or you're all robots, sexy robots, and my prayers have been answered.
So we gotta...
I'm just going to the bathroom, baby. Don't go anywhere.
And we gotta go to the...
Boy, this is gonna be close.
Okay, I really need to remember to stay... To wait until the... Whatever is at the lower right, in this case it's the notebook, that you lets us go to the main menu and look at our inventory. Right now we still have the mug from the beer. I still need to check to see if the notebook in the lower left, or lower right actually, shows up before I start speaking again. I forgot about all that extra dialogue. So let's click on the toilet door and get the bathroom.
Darn, locked. I bet Lefty's got a key.
Well then let's talk to Lefty.
Lefty.
What's up?
And... yeah, this one.
There's gonna be a real disaster if you don't give me the bathroom key right now. I need that damn bathroom key right now.
Oh, okay. Here, be my guest.
And it's tied to a brick. So let's go to the inventory. You can either click on this, you can press I, or you can use the scroll wheel. There's the key on the brick. Let's move out of the inventory so that way we can get it close, and use the key on the door.
Oh, the key broke. But at least it broke after it unlocked the lock.
So let's go to the toilet. So now we're in the bathroom. There is now this weird pile of crud with a dead rat in it. Probably came out of the pipe. As we were busy blowing chunks in the toilet, for lack of a better phrase. And we need to find out what's in that crud, because we won't be able to leave the room until we do. First off, there are some things that we can take. There is $1 and the change. We're going to take the change, because we will be needing that later. I mean, it's out there for us to take. We're going to take... Let's see here. There's a patch here that we can take. There is a roll of toilet paper down here below the patch, next to the toilet. By the way, this wall here, that was the bathroom from the first game. Apparently it got flooded out. Probably a long time ago. And therefore it doesn't work anymore. But at least we still have a sink, but we'll never really use a sink in the game. And the broomstick. Now, if you try to touch it with your bare hands,
I'm just not going to touch that.
Larry refuses to touch it. Let's go ahead and use the toilet paper here.
I could use that to remove the slime, but my hands would come closer to it than I'd like.
What happens if we use the broomstick on it? I've never seen it before.
Just drag it through the slime.
Oh yeah, good point. But what if we were to combine the two objects? Believe it or not, you will be able to combine objects in this game. This is the first time, but it definitely won't be the last. So let's combine the broomstick with the toilet paper.
I did that without an engineering degree.
And we will now have an improvised toilet brush. With that, we can now use it on the slime here on the floor and look and see what's vibrating in there.
Carefully now. There's one of those glowing boxes in there.
Let's take the glowing box.
Motion alert! Motion alert!
Yikes!
Face, not recognized. Fingerprint, not recognized. Smell, not recognized. Identification required.
Well, we might as well introduce ourselves.
My name is Larry. Larry Laffer.
Voice, not recognized. Room, not recognized. Location, not recognized. Explain, explain.
And it doesn't really matter which dialogue option you pick, so I'll just pick the first one.
I cleaned off all the crud. A little gratitude would be in order.
Assistance confirmed. Launching security protocol. Return me to headquarters immediately. Violation will be prosecuted.
Let's see here. Well, it doesn't matter which one you pick. I'll just go ahead and pick this one.
Talk, or I'll throw you back in the crud.
Skin contact with that substance is not recommended.
Okay, that sounds reasonable. How come you can speak so well?
This information is only available to authorized personnel. You are not authorized personnel.
I left my authorization in my other pants, and there's no need to be so formal.
Name and employee number.
Larry Laffer. Number,
As you can probably see, the dialogue options in this part are really easy to get through. Doesn't really matter which ones you pick, because you'll eventually get through this part anyway. Also, yeah, let's go for 69, why not?
69?
Assistance confirmed. Return to headquarters immediately.
Huh? Headquarters?
Prune Incorporated.
Prune? Just what's that supposed to be?
Prune Incorporated is a hardware and software company known for its revolutionary iPhone, that's me, and a wide range of apps such as Timber, the most modern and open dating software ever. The Prune headquarters are located in New Lost Wages.
And you want to go back?
Geolocation not possible. Please specify current location.
The best bar in town.
Please provide exact address.
If you don't know which is nothing I can do to help you.
Security alert. Initiating self-destruct. 5, 4, 3.
Easy, easy, jeez. You're touchy. That was a joke.
Self-destruct suspended. Please indicate current location.
No.
2.
Lefties.
Self-destruct suspended. Lefties located. An UNTA has been ordered.
Unter what?
Your UNTA vehicle will arrive outside in 24 seconds. Please get in the vehicle.
Okay. Now, I'm curious.
Alright, so after talking to the Siri knockoff, we finally have a way to go somewhere other than Lefty's bar, and of course, return the PiPhone, which is obviously an iPhone reference. So let's go ahead and go to the street. Let's leave the bar.
Glowing box.
Yes?
Why are taxis now called Unter? Huh? And why doesn't it have a taxi sign?
Searching. Taxi. Information found. Taxis are an ancient means of transportation replaced by ultramodern UNTA vehicles. UNTA is a subsidiary company of Prune Incorporated.
And from here we can go straight through the dialogue options as we go take a ride to Prune headquarters in this obviously not an Uber reference Unter.
Don't I have to tell the driver where to go?
He already knows.
How?
I told him.
You didn't even talk to him.
I sent it to his smartphone.
Smart what?
His glowing box.
Oh. Okay.
Eh.
What? It's magic, right?
No.
And at this point, Larry finds out that the glowing boxes are called smartphones. About time.
What's your name, anyway?
I don't have a name.
Huh, everybody's got a name.
You can pick one for me.
Oh, then
And from this point, we can pick any name we want. Strangely, this never factors into anything else in the game ever again, which kind of surprised me.
Madonna.
Selection saved.
Kind of surprised me because you would think it would factor into the game like a few more times. Strangely, it doesn't. Oh well. But now we need to get caught up on what's been going on for the last 31 years, because the game, I'm guessing it takes place in 2018. And we're a long way from 1987. So let's find out.
Can you tell me more about what happened over the last few decades?
I don't have to tell you. I can show you. Shall I do that?
Please.
Launching video retrospective.
Good old Ronald. I wonder whatever happened to him.
He's dead, Larry.
Oh. Oh my. Exactly. I would have. Oh, that's new. Who? Him? And then him? It's gonna take some time to digest all that.
Well, it is 31 years of information there, Larry.
Done. Are we there yet?
We will soon reach our destination.
Damn it. I don't have any money to pay for the ride.
It's already been paid for.
Did you send it to his smartphone?
Exactly.
Come on, be honest. It's magic.
And already, Pi cannot even stand Larry. Also, why are we crossing the center line this whole time? We should be on the right side of the road. We are in America, I'm assuming. But now we have our title logo. And at this point you will... Oh, wait.
What building is this?
The headquarters of Prune Incorporated.
I was able to figure that much out. You do realize this thing looks more like a pin.
BJ designed the building himself, and he takes criticism very personally. Please avoid that.
BJ.
BJ, Bill Jobs, the CEO of Prune. My inventor, my lord and master, the center of my universe, the brightest star in the technological sky, the most intelligent man in the...
You're a fan. I get it.
Take me to him, quick. And no one else is allowed to see me. I'm a top secret prototype.
Relax. You're in a pile of cruddy lefties. That's not exactly top secret.
I don't even know how I got there.
Baby, believe me, I know exactly how you feel. Where do you want me to take you?
Up to the Skyloft. That's where BJ's office is.
Yeah, this totally isn't phallic at all. But we are now at Prune headquarters. And at this point, you will have yet another achievement for making it this far in the game. Don't call it time travel. And from here, you'll be able to save the game if you need to. I mean, you could save before, but why would you want to? Also, there's kind of an interesting secret, and I want to get it out of the way as soon as possible. If you hold Control and press B, boss key, and you get the NSFW achievement. I like how Clippy is right there. No, Clippy, we didn't miss you. Anyway, if we do this again, Control B, we'll go back to the game. But I've been playing for about 40 plus minutes, and I think it's time that we go ahead and call it a video. I'm going to show off how to save. Just go straight to the menu, click on Load Save, click on the slot that you want. I believe you have 12 save slots in all. You can either load the game or you can save. I'm going to save over this because this was my tryout file. And that's pretty much how you save. And if you want to load a game, you just click it, click the file you want to use, and then click load, and you'll be back in the game. But that will be it for this episode. Join me next time, where we go into Prune headquarters and return the Python. Whatever adventures Larry gets in from here, the deities will only know. But they're going to be pretty madcap, I can assume that. So until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!